I had another one, and this one is going to be one of the laws of the universe. So you tell me your perception on it. How did it work in your life? And what would you tell the viewers the best way of accomplishing this particular law in their personal experience in their life? The law of attraction. How do you feel about that?
I find a lot of the laws kind of like similar to each other.
Yeah.
So like mine is kind of like following like Nikola Tesla's, because like one of my favorite phrases of his that like I've mentioned a couple times is like, if you want to understand like the ways of like the universe, you have to understand like nature's like frequencies and vibrations. So that's and energy. So that's like what I go by, like the three, because I really liked his work, and he really understood like a lot of like the ways of how just like life is supposed to work, and like alchemy and physics and
Things that governs.
yeah, things that govern life. And I'm just like always been really into that stuff, and so I've done a lot of research, a lot of inner work, more so here. Well, not more so here than Cali, but I've dealt with like quicker and faster and more at a huge time of like negative energy is a lot here. But I think it's just because like I'm still like adapting, because it's just a different wavelength and energy setting in Cali than it is in all these other ley lines and all these other places when you move. So I had to adapt, but I learned a lot of things. And what worked for me is to like not be so attached to things and not like let my emotions take over me, because I can be a very passionate and emotional person. But I also like I learned in like the laws of human nature by Robert Greene, I think. Either that or the 48 laws of power. I'm not going to use it to manipulate people, so no. But it's nice to see like the author's perspective on certain things of how people act with other people, and how to like not learn their ways to be bad, but like learn the ways of the enemy so that you can like, or negative energy, so that you can like resolve it or like defeat that. Because if you don't know and stuff like that, then you can't like know where you're going to defeat something. But there was like a quote that stood out that I liked a lot from a philosopher in that book. I don't remember what his name was. And they said something like along the lines of like, when you see people like not doing what they're supposed to do in your opinion, or whatever, or like just negative energy, or people like not doing the work, like not healing their heart so that they don't put other people down and stuff like that, you exert your emotions out of that, and you kind of look at them like they're in a glass bowl and that they're an experiment, and look at them like, oh, these are interesting specimens that like they're acting out and acting this crazy way, and just look at them like you're an observer, like how we were talking about observers and watchers in the car. Like, don't like extract your like emotions from how they act with you, and just look at them like they're like two little creatures in a bowl, like, that's really interesting how they're acting this way. I wonder what their hurts are to project like that, and that helps you have a better understanding of like, it's not you, it's like they're projecting and deflecting onto you, or like, you know what I mean? So like with their hurts and stuff like that, it's like, it's not anything about you, it's just it's them finding you as a punching bag, so I have no one else to be a punching bag for. And when you keep remembering that and doing your inner work and not holding resentment and animosity towards people that do that, and you keep working on your assertiveness, and you follow like the laws of attraction and nature, then it becomes easier and easier for you. But I think you need to do like, or people need to do things like canceling. Sometimes you just gotta cancel out what they say. Like, what? Like, huh? Because the words are like, sometimes it's triggering for other people than most, and there's nothing wrong with the person. Like, it's just some people absorb things more than other people. Like for me, I'm sensitive spirited, so I'm an empath, so I pick up on energies very easily. So if I know when someone's not doing the work based off of their energy, because the signs all have something, and the Cancer's the I feel. That's something we cannot help. And the Capricorn's the I know and stuff like that. So when I feel something, that's why I think I get upset sometimes, because it's very frustrating for me that like I understand that we need logic and facts for things, but it kind of goes against sometimes my very essence, because since we are the I feel, sometimes I don't need to go to Google for that. It's a feeling that I just know I have because Spirit said something to us. Like, we didn't need facts, Spirit. It's like, you know how like something just popped up in your head, and that's like,
download.
yes, a download, and that's the fact. We did fucking need the computer for that, because how the hell did they have that back then for tribes? They were more like, they had more of a symbiotic relationship with source to be able to get those downloads. I don't need like proof of books for everything. Like it's a sense, it's an energy that I could tell that something off. It's off. It's an energy when people are saying certain words in their tones, or it's an energy when someone says something passive or directly. Like I could feel that. But it's and that happens with trauma too. Like if there is a family member that was not there all the time, but you got the basic necessities, but then there was a family that they were there, but they didn't like interact with you. They were just there, but they weren't there. Your feelings are automatically going to get heightened, because you have to pick up on everything that you couldn't read when you were younger. So that's what I have on top of all of that. You had to pick up on things that weren't given to you when you were younger. So now you have like a heightened awareness, because you had to absorb stuff that like your parents couldn't, or if your parents were fighting, you had to like, it's a psychology thing, like you're almost, but I feel like that psychology, goes hand in hand with spiritual stuff too. It's just in their own way. It's like you have to like piggyback off of them and stuff like that. So when you get older, you're more receptive to like getting energy from people. You didn't have the energy, you didn't have what you needed growing up. But I always go on rants, but basically bottom line is, it's like I follow those 3 theories, and it's worked a lot for me by blocking people out and being more assertive with myself. Like I noticed that, like my flaws, obviously we don't know all of ours until like someone from the outside could tell us some things too, but mine was that I've noticed I've gotten better when I was more assertive, and that I didn't like accept like people trying to dictate my life or put me down in something that they were clearly always jealous on, because they see the other person's full potential, but they know that person doesn't see it yet, because they're always being put down. So now I'm getting better at, well, no, I don't believe that, and no, I don't want to share my goal with you for like my 5-year goals, and no, I really don't believe that after 30 or something like that, women aren't valued enough anymore because they're not able to have kids because they're only valued by their youth. You told me that in my face. Like I've been told stuff like that at Dumpling King and to my face. And instead of the family member supporting me, they chime off of it. Yeah, so it's like a lot of, but once you you block that out and you laugh it off and you just keep focusing on your goal, it gets better and better to just block that out and be like, oh, you're a specimen. Where is this coming from? Ooh, you got a lot of pain in your heart. That's coming from a lot of pain, to instead of supporting me to be like, isn't that crazy, Soraya, that men have that luxury, instead of being like, women are way more valued than that when they're past a certain age just because of their youth. Like, it's okay, I'll have my own back then, and I'll know that I'm valuable, So it's a mindset, and it's something you gotta follow, something positive to believe in and to stick to it. And those are my frequencies, energy. Well, that's like the law of attraction, energy, vibration, frequency. And that helped me to move here, because like there was, not like the people didn't serve me there like they are here, but it's like I've been there my whole life. I wanted to try something new. And that's a big thing, a lot of, most us as humans, we like comfortability.
Yeah.
And
it's survival.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it, Rashad? Do you kind of get it?
No, I forgot what the question was.
Like the law of attraction.
How do you feel about, have you heard of, it's a law that governs the universe, and it's one of the big main ones, and it's called the law of attraction. And basically, it states, how can I put it in a way that you can understand it? What's likened to himself is drawn. So, in other words, like, let's say, for an example, if you say, okay, well, what's a good way I can explain it for him?
Like when
without getting into
like too difficult,
complicated.
Like when you want to manifest something, or if you want something to happen. Like,
just the actual law itself for him, so he can understand it. Like I said, what's likened to himself is drawn. So if
manifesting
if
something
you saying,
from the
if you're
universe.
saying that, hey, listen, I'm a bad person, or that I believe or I disbelieve, whatever the case may be, that the universe will make that true. It would make it happen. Like it's like a magnet.